Are you a planner? I seriously, like, think about things that you do in life. Are you one of those people who is really spontaneous and you just kind of act? Or are you someone who is all about planning every little detail before you act on anything, before you do anything, before you get started on anything? This last week or two, I've really been thinking about this idea of if we're ready or not. And I've thought back on my own life about how there have been amazing opportunities that have come my way, amazing change that's happened in my life, growth that's occurred. And most often, if I had known that change was coming or that growth was impending, I would have told you beforehand that I wasn't ready. Becoming a mom, getting married, changing jobs, graduating from college and getting my first teaching job. In each of those instances, right before those things happened, I would have said, I'm not ready for this. I think we all feel a little bit of angst as we're about to make a move forward, take a step into the unknown, if you will. And this past week, I was on a retreat with a lot of women and my business mentor, a woman who's been my business mentor for almost 3 years now. Every year we go to this retreat and it's about learning, it's about connecting, it's about fellowship, it's about laughing and dancing and planning. And the first time I went to that retreat, I wasn't ready. I was terrified, in fact. And there have been a lot of instances like that in my life where I would have told you I was terrified to do something. And that may even seem to some of you, if you know me, you might say, oh, but you seem so confident. You're never worried about stepping out. You always seem like the person who just does the thing, right? Even those of us who appear confident, I think oftentimes we feel that terror around the next phase. And so I went to this retreat this last week, and again, I felt a little bit of anxiousness. I was going to meet new people. We always do different kinds of events and have different experiences, and some of them we know and some of them we don't know. And so there's always a little bit of that, what's in store for us kind of thing. And it made me really think about the women who come into our 12-week program and how so often they tell me they are not ready. The time isn't right. I need to wait until this before that. I need to wait until I do X before I step out and do Y. And I think really all of those discussions come down to this issue of, are you ready? And those women feeling like they're not ready for whatever reason. It can be as simple as, they have a lot of things going on. They're really busy. It can be this fear over past failures. It can be the fear of the unknown. It can be a hesitation because they don't trust themselves to follow through, or they don't trust themselves to stick with it. Whatever it is, it seems to all come back to this issue of timing and readiness. And I want you to really reflect on how you've let that impact your life. And in fact, how you've let it hold you back. Because when we can anticipate the next step and we start having those doubts and fears and we start talking about not being ready, that's when a lot of times we hold ourselves back. It's when we're thrust into the unknown that often the magic happens, because we don't get in our headspace about it and freak ourselves out and frankly talk ourselves out of doing things that might feel a little risky but have a great payoff in terms of the reward, right? And so A mentor of mine shared with me an analogy that I want to share with you. And I want to encourage you to think about how you can apply this to whether it's working with me on your health and weight loss and mindset and fitness, whether it's in your career, whether it's about a decision related to family or a relationship, whatever it is. I want you to think about how you can apply this analogy that I'm about to share with you in a really powerful and impactful way in your own life. And here's what she shared with me. A few years ago, I felt unready to take the next step in my business. And she was asking me to do some things that made me hesitant, that made me uncomfortable. And she shared with me that she was going to ask me to take a lot of steps that I would be uncomfortable about, a lot of steps that I would feel unready to take. And she said, I want you to think about holding a lighter in front of your face and flicking the lighter. And she said, that lighter, when you flick it, only lights up what is immediately in front of your face. And what I'm asking you to do is to step into the darkness that's beyond that lighter, even though you can't see it. And I know that feels scary, but I want you to trust me, and I want you to trust in the belief that I have in you to take that step into darkness. And a funny thing happens when you do that. You flick that lighter in front of your face and all you can see is that 1 foot of space, right? That's what's illuminated. That's the known. That's the comfortable. But when you take that one step beyond where you are, beyond what's illuminated, into the darkness, you move forward and so does the lighter. And guess what? The next space gets lit up for you. And every time you take that step that you may be a little hesitant about, another area lights up. That is how you light your path into change. That is the only way that you light your path into change. As long as you stand in the fear and hold that lighter right in front of your face, nothing changes, because all that you can see is right there. You never get to see what's beyond. And while it appears dark beyond where you are right now, there's actually a lot of opportunity, a lot of growth, and a lot of joy in the darkness. You just have to believe a little bit to take the one, even if it's a baby shuffle. You don't have to take a giant leap forward. It's just, Mother, may I take one little tiny baby step forward. And when you do that, amazing things happen. I did it with my business. I did it with my health and my fitness. It's what got me to this space that I'm in now. And even sitting here today, there are things that feel scary to me that I don't feel ready to do. But I reflect back on that experience and that analogy of the lighter in front of my face, and I know the growth that I've had. And that mentor believed in me. And just like she believed in me and gave me that confidence, and it grew that seed of belief in myself, I believe in my clients, and I let them borrow my belief because it is that strong. I let them borrow it until we can grow their own. And I would encourage you to use that same kind of lighter analogy and apply it, like I said, to different areas of your life. And think about, where do you need to step just beyond where you are so that the next area lights up and you can take advantage and you can step into the opportunity that's right beyond where you're standing now. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for being with me today, and I'll see you right back here next week.